Good morning, everyone, and welcome. We will be starting shortly.
Good morning.
Good morning. We will be getting started shortly. Parents are logging in and we're admitting them. Good Oh, sorry. Good morning again, everyone. Ms. Morris, you're the co-host this morning. If you could assist with letting everyone in, that would be great. And we'll start shortly. Welcome, everyone.
Thanks.
All right, Ms. Royster, are you ready to go? I am ready.
Yes, I am. Good morning, everyone. I'm Ms. Royster. I'm the admissions coordinator with the Ingenuity Project. Thank you so much for getting up this Saturday morning. I know it's nice and cozy in your homes with your favorite blankets, but we're here to find out some important information to help your children prepare for middle school. We'll be co-hosting with our 4 middle schools. And at this time, I would like to turn it over to our executive director, Mrs. Lisette Morris.
Great, welcome everyone. Ms. Royster, am I projecting?
Yes, you are.
Okay, doke.
Share screen. Yeah, you should have it.
Okay, all right, let me get this up on screen. There we go. Okay. Sorry. Thank you, everyone. Welcome to the Ingenuity Open House. We'll just talk this morning a little bit about the history and mission of Ingenuity, our schools, our partnership with city schools, our curriculum, enrichment and supports, how to apply, and then we're going to have some breakout sessions with our school leaders. We're going to have that in 2 different breakout sessions. You'll have the opportunity to talk with 2 schools in 1 breakout session and have a Q&A with them. And then you'll do another 15-minute breakout session and a Q&A with 2 other school leaders as well. So we'll go ahead and kick that off. So Ingenuity has been around for over 25 years as a partner with Baltimore City Schools. Baltimore City is our only partner. We don't work with other school districts. And our mission has always been to prepare the next generation of nationally competitive STEM leaders from Baltimore City Public Schools. Our middle school program, we've always been striving to provide students with rigorous math and science courses that prepare them for advanced STEM experiences in high school. And, we really believe that Ingenuity is a good fit for students who, have had a track record of good performance in school, but also really enjoy and have a good sense of complex and logical thinking. They are sitting in class grasping material quickly and ready for something more. They love math and science, and they really persist with challenging and rigorous experiences. Our program is very committed to making sure that our program represents the whole city, that we have a diverse cohort of students that really learn from each other and learn from each other's differences. And we find that students thrive when they are in academic environments like that. So our history of our program, we began in 1994 with 2 6th grade classes. We then help those 6th graders prepare for high school and began to continue our curriculum at the high school level at Poly. Our first graduating class in the program was in 2001. We still are in contact with many of those alums. Then we started another middle school program at Mount Royal, and then Hamilton began in 2008. And then 11 years later, we started a new program at James McHenry Elementary Middle. Currently, we are located in 4 middle schools and our high school program at Poly. So we are, northeast at Hamilton, kind of center north of the city at Roland Park, the center of the city at Mount Royal, and well, the Star is sort of center, but it's really considered Southwest Baltimore at James McHenry, but right off of Martin Luther King by University of Maryland. So our partnership with City Schools, our first job is to recruit all of you, to convince all of you that this is a great opportunity to apply to. And then we help select and place you into schools, one of our 4 middle schools. We work to develop and revise our curriculum for math and science and all the enrichment experiences in the school, during the school and after school related to math and science. And we support a community of math and science teachers. So we bring them together on a regular basis to help them develop their craft. And then we monitor the students throughout their experience. So about 50% of our students stay with us all 7 years of the program. And that starts with making sure that they're successfully transitioning in 6th grade to the work habits, the study skills needed, really just the hard work it takes to persist and pursue, advanced levels of math and science. So we work carefully with our teachers to make sure that students are doing their work and are being successful in school, and we monitor their grades throughout and really help intervene and navigate supports with families to make sure they're successful. And lastly, we in normal years, we organize a lot of trips and experiences outside of the school. This has been a little bit difficult over the last year and a half to do that. So we've tried to do some creative things with bringing experiences into the classroom. So can't wait for the days of more experiences outside. Well, we know Ingenuity works. We've been a longtime partner with the city. We've probably now served over 3,500 students throughout the city or more. And 100% of our middle school students on average have been selected to or invited into the selective high schools. So we know that we're preparing students well. Close to 100% of our students for many years have passed the high school algebra exam. And according to annual program evaluation we did in 2014, we looked at comparison groups between those who went through Ingenuity and those that don't, and we saw that they grew faster and they continue to persist with high levels of achievement into high school. So our math sequence in 6th grade starts with Singapore math. That is an internationally benchmarked curriculum. Singapore is a country that is well known for producing top mathematicians. Their methodology really helps students go from the concrete to the abstract and really build the muscles in their mind for algebra. And then we find that they transition very successfully into pre-algebra and algebra. Our course sequence and the books we use, everything within our curriculum in middle school math is different than Baltimore City. We select texts that we believe are really going to challenge, a very motivated mind to go to deep and rigorous levels of math. Students typically then who continue on into the high school program will do honors geometry in 9th grade. It's also a unique honors course just for Ingenuity students. 10th grade, they're doing double math, algebra 2, and then probability and statistics. Those 2 courses as well are very great stepping stones for doing calculus. And most of our students do 2 levels of college calculus before they go to college. In science, we also have a unique sequence compared to the city science sequence. The curriculum we offer focuses in on just one field of science each year. So in 6th grade, it's earth and space. And 7th grade, it's living things, life science, biology, dissection, things like that. In 8th grade, it's physics and chemistry. The city schools curriculum, there's pros and cons to both, but their methodology is to kind of cover all of the science fields in one year and then kind of spiral back to them each year. Each has its pros and cons. We just believe that for students that are interested in going deep, it's better to kind of do that and continue to deepen it while you're in it. In high school, those who continue on would do honors biology and computer science, honors chemistry and research and physics. And then all of those foundational courses, freshman, sophomore year of high school, help them be prepared for 2 levels of college level science by junior and senior year, which is really exciting, and to do off-campus research. Of course, before I go on, Ingenuity students are also taking all of the other coursework in their schools. They're not just living and breathing math and science, although I know some kids would love to do that. They are still taking language arts courses and humanities and music and gym and art and PE and all those things. They are still getting a well-rounded schedule, but their coursework in math and science is unique. It is fast-paced, and it is really reaching students with a high level of math and science interest. Okay. Some of the other aspects that we enjoy and support in the schools, we want students to become collaborative problem solvers. Most of our schools this year are continuing to run a math counts team, and they will do science competitions and capstone projects. So we have a lot of experiences where students are working independently and in teams to really solve problems in STEM and really develop some amazing skills, both intellectually and really hands-on. The pictures bottom left is a capstone project that we are excited to get back into now that we're returning to in-person learning, where students develop a solution to improving water quality. And then they work on these projects for off and on for many, many weeks. They develop solutions, they create them, they build them. And then we have a showcase of all of their final projects at the IMET downtown, and we have scientists and engineers that come and give students feedback on their projects. The top left and right pictures are actually from teams from Roland Park and Mount Royal that have been at the annual math counts competition, where they prepare for several months and then they go to a national or regional competition in the area. Some even qualify for the state and national teams. Bottom right are some students building and constructing a solution to the water quality project a few years ago. Our talented teachers, on average, our math and science teachers have a range of, like 8 to 28 years experience, but we tend to recruit teachers that have degrees in those fields. We think that's very important, that they have the content knowledge and depth in math degrees and science degrees, and really work hard to support teachers in continuing to develop and evolve their craft. So Ingenuity's curriculum is rigorous. It is going to expect a lot of students, but we also want to support them in exchange for all that hard work they're doing. We expect students to be performing at 80% or higher in their classes. That to us tells us that they are mastering the curriculum, but it also is an opportunity it is a door opener for high school. So when grades are a very, very important part of your opportunity and qualification for competitive high schools. And so when students start to fall below 80, that is when we will jump in and start to figure out some additional academic supports. All of our schools will offer coach classes after school and opportunities for students to learn and continue to go back to their teachers for support. Teachers have even been really creative this year in offering some Zoom classes in the evening from home. They've been incredible to just, they're very committed to making sure that students are learning and successful. We have partnerships with some of our schools with medical students and graduate students who come in and help mentor and tutor students. And really, the middle school is a time to help them work on study habits and organization, and our teachers are really skilled at focusing on that. I think I talked about this a little bit already, but just kind of clarify why getting 80% of those classes is so important to us. Not only does it, help them achieve mastery, but those report card grades in 7th and 8th grade are really critical for high school. So we look at that, we monitor that carefully as early as, the first quarter to make sure they're successful and preparing for that. All right, over the summer, we're excited that we have been expanding our summer offerings over the last few years. Last year, we actually offered summer programming to our 6th, 7th, and 8th graders. So, and we're in the middle of writing a scope of work with the district where we would continue to offer that for the next 3 years, which would be great for your students. That means they would have some opportunity to reconnect not only with the students in their existing Ingenuity school, but with Ingenuity students across all 4 Ingenuity middle schools. Last year, we held our summer programming at Poly, and we offered buses from the home middle schools. It was a 2-week full day program for 6th grade, and we had a couple other programs that we're working to refine again for next summer and future summers for 7th and 8th graders. And we also hope that as summer maybe opens back up again, we'll be able to incorporate more field trips into those and bring in a lot of guest visitors. But it is an incredible time for them to just learn each other, learn their teachers, and have a blast. Okay, just to review the timeline, I'll hand it back over to Ms. Royster and she can talk about our timeline.
Okay. So here are the next important things you may want to mark down on your calendar. We are going to start with December the 3rd. Some of you may not be aware, but the city schools has opened up the virtual choice fair, and you will get to learn more about the Ingenuity program, as well as our 4 middle schools where we host our program at. Again, that's virtual and online. And if you go to Baltimore City Public Schools website, it's on the main page, and you'll be able to click on and go from school to school and find out about the actual school itself, the leaders, the atmosphere, the culture. Great experience. And you can do it at your leisure, your time. There is no sign up required. Our deadline application, it has been extended until January the 14th. So please get your applications in. Also share the link with your friends. They may not be aware that the application is online. There's a lot of information to take in about the middle school process, but always refer to our website for information or check in with our office. On January the 29th, there will be an admissions test. February the 5th, there's the makeup day. And then in March of 2022, we will notify you of our decision for your student. Let's see, I think I covered it all. If you have any questions, Ms. Morse, can you go back to that screen for me, please?
Yeah, sorry. Do you want me to talk a little bit about the admissions test since it's
I'm gonna give them my information first.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, if you just want to take a screenshot or take your cell phone and take a picture of the contact information, you can reach me because I'm sure you're going to have questions. And now I want to turn it back over to Ms. Morris, and she's going to elaborate a little bit more on our test day on January 29th, as well as the makeup day.
Yes. Okay. So you are all getting this kind of in real time. We should be sending out some formal communication early next week, but in our policy that we drafted at the beginning of the year, actually, I'll just go ahead and take this off share. There we go. Okay. We worked closely with the district to make sure that we were, aligned as best we could to the choice composite score process that they developed for middle and high school students, because there's been an ever evolving challenge in terms of what data is available, appropriate, and accessible for all students across the city, given that we've had a lot of starts and stops to testing, students in and out of school. We all understand the challenges of the last year and a half. So we had a plan for fifth graders, which was if the Mcap data that they took, the Mcap test, that there's a state assessment that your children took in schools in the fall, if that was not back in time, Ingenuity would administer a screener test. So the NWEA MAP test is something we've been using for close to 10 years in the Ingenuity project. There are many charter schools in the city that have been using it for years. It's an excellent, well-rated test. We know it well because we've been giving it to Ingenuity students at the beginning and end of year for many years. It is an adaptive, excuse me. It is an adaptive test, which means that when your child gets an item correct, it's going to give them maybe a little bit harder item next. If they don't get something correct, it may back them up a little bit and give them something maybe the grade level below. So it adjusts as your child is taking the test on the computer, depending on how they're doing on the tests. That's what adaptive means. What it does is it really helps us understand kind of their maximum threshold of what they know or what they're capable of doing. And so it's a great test. So it's different than like a standardized test where every student pretty much gets the same type of questions and there's no adapting for whether they're getting stuff right or wrong. It's pretty much the same standards. So it's great for identification because we can really see the range of students' abilities. We are going to give them math and reading screener tests. Each test is about 20 to 30 minutes. So it'll be about an hour of testing at most. Right now, we are most likely going to be giving this virtually on Zoom, which means that your children will be in a room with a proctor, a trained Baltimore City proctor on a Zoom. And I'm sure they're all fairly familiar with being on Zooms over the last year and a half. We will require that they're on camera the whole time. And then they will log into a site and they will take the test. For any children that have taken the iReady online or any online test, a lot of the platforms are very similar. But when we send out formal communication next week, you will get a sample test that your child can take at home and some other resources for you to take a look at just to familiarize yourself so everybody's comfortable with the setting. But the benefit is that everybody, all of our fifth grade testers can be in their pajamas and can take this test wherever they want in their household and be comfy, and we just need them on Zoom. So that's it. We will have a makeup for anybody who has a camera that doesn't work or their Wi-Fi is not great in their house. We will offer some small group in-person testing for fifth graders at our makeup tests. So more to come on that. And then what we will do is we will use the the NWEA screener tests in math and reading, as well as report card grades. We are using the best of their fourth grade or third grade report card grades. So we understand that there are some kiddos that had like some significant barriers to success last year. And so we don't want that to hinder showing their best. And they may have been great students all throughout their, first, second, third grade years. So we're going to be also taking a look at the highest of their third or fourth grade report card grades. And then we're also looking at first quarter of fifth grade. So we'll put all that together. So we have multiple measures and come up with a composite score that is separate from the districts. And again, we use that as well as your preference in the ranking on your student's application. So you will rank the 4 middle schools, first, second, third, fourth, and then we will do the best of our matching between the rank and the parent choice. Okay, so that is it. We have about 6 minutes for questions. Then we're going to do the breakout sessions. And then again, if there are any additional questions that come up, we'll come back. We'll circle back here at the end for any like breakout questions. So if you have questions, feel free to either put it in the chat, or you can raise your hand, or you can just get yourself off mic. I think there's this manageable group that you can just ask it out loud.
Ms. Morris, let me add something before we go forward. 2 things. This session is being recorded. We know it's a lot of information to take in, and we'll have it posted early next week for you to review again. Also, regarding the test, once you fill out your application for your middle school choice with Ingenuity, there's going to be some important confirmation information sent to you once you apply to assist you with the process, including resource guides for the test that Ms. Morris spoke about.
So I'll answer the question as best I can in the chat right now. So typically, it's fairly even between all of the elements that go into our composite score, with math being weighted slightly heavier because we're an advanced math and science program. So if you were to take, 4, elements, we would give 25%. We might do like 30% for math and 20% for reading. Because we're going to be using the best of 3rd and 4th grades, we'll have a math and a reading score. We will have a 5th grade Q1 math and reading score. So that's 4 elements. And then we're going to have the NWEA math and reading. So we're going to have 6 components in the composite score. So they will be fairly even, probably a few percentage points higher for their math grade and the NWEA math. So I can't do the numbers quickly right now, but sorry, I don't have that for you off the top of my head, but this composite score has been changing for 3 years in a row. So I cannot go back to reference anything exactly like prior years, because we've been using all different test scores and data for the last several years. There's a good question. If a child moved to Maryland in the beginning of the year, how will their previous grades from another state play into this? So when you apply, you will be asked to upload report card grades from your prior 2 schools if you were not in Baltimore City schools the prior 2 school years. So we will download those, review them, enter the grades off the transcript. If we have any questions, or if you uploaded something that does not have a standard 0 to 100 grading scale, or it's usually like a 50 to 100 grading scale, we will reach out either to you or to your child's school to get a clarification on that one. But you will be asked to upload those when you apply. When you'll know that your application's been received because you'll get an email confirmation. Check your spam, search for Ingenuity. If you did not get it, it should be automated. Yes, so we will be sending out the registration for the test day in early January for those who have already applied. We will have, a handful of folks apply in January, and we'll get to them as soon as their applications are in. But yes, for the most of you, if you've applied before winter break, we'll get to you probably that first week in January with a registration. It'll take 2 minutes to register. You're just picking a time frame for, a time slot for the test, and then you'll get the confirmation for that as well. Does the NWEA replace the Coget? Yes, we are. So an announcement in our policy this past year was that we are no longer giving the Coget. When will the test? So I can explain more about that, but we have just found more success with curriculum and standards aligned assessments than ability tests as a fairer way to identify students' readiness for our program. Yeah, you would not have received anything about the test to register yet. Unfortunately, we were hoping that we would have received the MCAT scores and didn't have to administer anything. But now that we have confirmation from the district last week that they are not able to use the MCAP scores in composite scores, we had to quickly pivot. And so we will send out the confirmation, the registration information for our test day in early January. Given the racial disproportionality in Baltimore City, what are the within group variation of ingenuity, persistence, outcomes, high school matriculation? What did you learn? What did the program learn? In the program evaluation mentioned earlier. So I think I was mentioning the 2014 evaluation. The 2014 evaluation was done with Burke. And that's still publicly available. If you search Burke Ingenuity Project, you can find the 2014 evaluation. It's a fairly small sample size at the time because we've expanded a lot since then. And also they had to match students across characteristics between students that were in Ingenuity and not in Ingenuity. It looked at a whole group at the time. Back in 2014, it did not look at any other, it did not report by demographics, just by in Ingenuity and out of Ingenuity. Our evaluation of the Coget was that it is a much more equitable test to give standards aligned assessments where all students have access to the curriculum that they are being assessed on. My child was homeschooled and doesn't have report cards. The district has a process for helping us assign a grade to students who were homeschooled. So please email, if you've already applied, then we will see that you were homeschooled and we will reach back out. But there is a process for us doing that. So we'll be in contact with you once you apply. Is there a chance a student can redo the MCAP test? We're not using the MCAP, we're only using the NWEA MAP assessment. So that we are not using the MCAP. The district is not making that available for use. And so we are using, it's just, they haven't gotten the full data sets yet. And so we'll be just using the NWEA MAP assessment, and your child will be doing that virtually at home in January, and we'll give you information to register for a time slot in early January. But you want to kind of just block off the morning of January 29th, and the test should take about an hour, give or take a little time for instructions and everything. Yep. There will not be a $25 fee associated with the testing. It will not be, applicants will not be charged. All right, I think we got through a lot of them. If there's any question I missed because I was trying to scroll through this, please paste it again into the chat and I'll grab it, but I'm just going to skim back real quick. All right, I think I got through everything. Okay, so Ms. Royster, I am going to go ahead and break us into two small groups. I see Ms. Kennel is here from Mount Royal, so I'm gonna just ask that, there we go. So I'm gonna put a spotlight on Ms. Kennel from Mount Royal. I know, right now. And then we also have, wow, I gotta look through this list here. We have Ms. Brown from Roland Park. We have, I'm looking for Ms. Pouncey. Sorry, it's a big list here. Ms. Pouncey. Okay. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to break all the parents into two separate groups. Principals, stay here, don't accept the breakout yet. And then once all the parents are in the rooms, then I'm going to put two of you in one room and two of you in the other room. Okay. All right, so don't accept your breakouts. All right, here we go. Thanks, Ms. Brown. Okay, we are gonna do automatically two groups. And each breakout is going to be, I'm going to make it 14 minutes. You'll see a countdown with 60 seconds left. Actually, I'm just going to make it 30 minutes. And then principals in 15 minutes, I'll give you a warning to come out and you'll switch groups. All right, here we go. Okay. Hello. So we have Ms. Brown and Ms. Kennel. Ms. Royster, do we have Ms. Heidi joining us? I don't see her.
I did not see Miss Heidi.
Can you text her and check on
I
her?
have already.
Okay, good, thanks. All right, so what I'll do is I'm gonna break the two of you out to each room, give you maybe like 10 minutes to talk about Mount Royal and Roland Park, and then we'll get Ms. Heidi on and I'll have her join one of your rooms, okay?
Lisa, you know I don't know.
So it's not about ingenuity, just talk about your school.
Okay, all right. Then
Yeah.
I can talk about Mount Royal, the Kingdom Come. I've been there forever, but I work with
yes.
elementary, so I don't.
Yeah.
Other than my own son applying for ingenuity and not even knowing when the date is or how to do it, I don't know much about. But if you just want me to talk about Mount Royal, I can talk about Mount Royal.
Yeah. Typically, you know, parents are going to ask you about after school programming in your school. They want to know what a typical schedule is going to look like. What do you have aftercare? Will you accept siblings? If you just want to start with like the basics of like the middle school structures and then let them ask you questions, you'll see what kind of questions they'll ask you.
Okay, that sounds good. Any ingenuity, I'm directing to SD scheme.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And Miss Royster and I can split into the groups and help. I'll come into your room and help you.
You're fine. I'm not nervous, but I just want to be very transparent that
yes.
I'm not.
We're going to make you learn no matter what.
In the ingenuity realm of life.
Right. Okay, so it's going to put Ms. Brown into, it has you in room 2. What room did it tell you to join, Julia?
1.
Perfect. Okay, so just go ahead and join those 2 groups. Okay, I can go jump in with Ms. Kennel. Ms. Brown's probably fine. Do you want to stay here?
And I was going to say what we can tell parents if JM or Hamilton doesn't come on, they do have open houses coming up, so they can get with them directly. And I've already sent the information to them.
Okay, sounds good.
Mm-hmm. Heidi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, hang on one second. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, we should be off in a few minutes, so let me find out what room that you're in. Miss Jones? Miss Jones, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hi, I'm going to send you in room number 1. Although you missed the beginning of it, don't worry. We're recording it, but you'll be able to talk with school leaders at this time, okay?
Thank you.
Alrighty. There you go, Heidi. You're going to room number 1, just accept it. Hi, Miss Carrie. I'm going to assign you to a room. You'll be able to listen in on the principals and school. Hi, Miss Carrie. I'm going to assign you to a room
Okay.
so that you can listen to the school leaders.
Okay.
And you will be able to hear something from all of the schools. No worries. I know you came on late. We are recording it this morning. So
Okay.
we'll be sending out the link to everyone who registered. So you did register, just to be clear. You registered for the session, or you've already done your application, right?
No, I've registered for the session. Yes. Application not yet.
Okay, no problem. So no worries. You'll get that email either way. Hang on. I'm going to send you to a room.
All right. Thank you.
You're most welcome. Just click on join.
Okay.
Hey, Miss Brown, I think you were in room number 1. Miss Brown, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I'm leaving this. I'm
You're
just trying
having,
to transfer. I'm just trying to transfer back over.
okay. Do you need to go back to your breakout room?
Yeah, I was trying to say, I thought I did, but before you put me into one, that I got completely kicked out of 2 because my phone died.
Got you. I'm sorry.
There's a chance for somebody to say that or make sure if I need to go back to finish because it
Yeah,
might cut out.
let me send you back to 2. Hold on 1 second. And let me send a broadcast message. Hold on 1 second.
But I haven't talked to 1 yet, so maybe I can just go to 1 and let them know I'll be back in the last 2 minutes at 2 if they have some other lingering questions.
Okay, sure. That makes more sense. Okay, let me send you to 1.
Thank you.
Here we go.
Okay.
All right. Good morning, Mr. and Mrs. Gray. How are you today?
Great, how are you?
I am good. I'm gonna go ahead and put you in a breakout room. We started at 10, but no worries. It's
10?
being recorded.
Oh,
You're fine. We're recording it, so you'll be able to view it, and I'll send you the link. Um, do you have a minute, or do you want to? Do you want to talk right after this session? I was actually in the process of answering your email that you sent last
oh, is that
night.
right? Okay.
Yeah,
Sure,
yeah. Yeah, we can definitely do that. So if you want to do it as soon as this wraps up, I can give you a call. Let me just make sure. I think you put the number in there. What's the best number to call you back
Sure. 443
at? Mm-hmm.
386
Oh, my pen stopped writing. Sorry about that. 443-386.
4365.
4365. Okay, I'm going to connect you in one of the breakout rooms, and you'll be able to get a little bit of the information right now. And like I said, it is being recorded, and you'll be able to pick up on everything. Hang on one second for me while I sign you to a room. By the way, I'm Miss Royster. I'm so sorry.
Yes, no, I know. I'm familiar with you from
Yes.
info session and all. I just
Yes, ma'am.
yeah,
Okay.
to say hello, hello.
Hello. Okay, I'm going to assign you to a room now. Okay, hang on one second.
Carol Royster.
All right. Did you get the message to join? All right. Good morning, Miss Butler. How are you today?
Hello, how are you?
I'm great. Are you just joining us, or were you in another room?
I just got on. I was
Oh,
trying to get my Zoom together.
it's no problem at all. What I'm going to do is put you in a breakout
Is
room.
breakout room,
Yes,
Lisette
ma'am.
Morris? Okay.
Yes, we're going to put you in a breakout room, but no worries. I know that you came on late. So what we're going to be able to do is, let's see, you'll be able to hear from the other schools, two of the schools. No worries. It's going to be recorded. And since you registered for the session, I'll send you the link so you can review the complete program. Okay.
Okay.
All
I thought
right.
it was at 11.
That's okay. It's Saturday.
Okay.
Hang on one second. We'll be right with you. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
We are back. Is everybody back in the main room? Yes. Okay. Hi, Miss Royster.
Hello, hello, hello.
I think our last questions for you were, are you going to send out the open house links to everybody
Yes.
on this call? Okay.
Yes, I was just, I literally just hit send also in the chat. And we apologize, Ms. Pouncey couldn't make it. She had an unforeseen emergency this morning. So I'm going to email all of you this morning our link sheet. There are remaining sessions for James McHenry, Hamilton, and Roland Park. And I'll also be reaching out to Mr. Skeen to see if they will be adding any additional events for parents who've missed it since we're extending our deadline. So you'll see that no later than Tuesday so that I can connect to the other schools to see if there's a link available. If not, we'll send it out. If we do get it, we usually send the links out 24 hours in advance of the event.
Great. Thank you, Ms. Royster. All right. Well, we want to thank everybody for coming. We hope that this was helpful to you and gave you all the answers you need. Best of luck. I know that the school choice process is a big one to really learn as a parent of a fifth grader. So don't hesitate to reach out. If we don't get back right away, just know that we are working through every question one by one, and we will get to you. So thanks for your patience. All right, everyone.
Hold on before we go. And just to
Oh.
add, for the parents who did come on late and missed some of it, no worries. This session is being recorded, so you'll be able to see it at your leisure. So just give us up to 48 hours to get the link recorded and send it out to you.
Great. Thank you. Good. Good. All right. All right. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful rest of your Saturday.